Okay, welcome to my gameplay. We're doing Tanks 3D, as found on Crazy Games, and I'll just be talking through my gameplaying and how to make the top 9 players as you play the game. And if there's any questions, feel free to ask questions at any point, either now or later when the stream is shown after streaming. And let's just go ahead and get started. So I've already got my configuration set up and my upgrades for my tank are all set. We're going to be joining a game that's already in progress. We've got our regular medium shells, which don't cost anything. We also have a digger and builder that are shown on these are the numbers. So your medium shells are 1, 4 is your digger, 5 is your builder, and then I've added on the mortar and the MIRV, which is kind of a um, multiple missiles, and those will cost different amount of money and it'll cost if you have gold. So we'll just get started and we'll just talk through it as we go along. I am playing with the medium build tank, and there are 3 other tanks that we can play with. The medium is the initial tank that you get when you played the game. So let's just go ahead and get started. And coming in, looks like we're going to be the blue team. And by pressing the letter M, we can see the map, and in front of us is we have the red team, so we're going to go after the red team. We also have yellow team on the other side of us. You can see the other tanks. Some of these are bots, some of them are other players. This guy is on fire, so if he gets hit again, he might actually die. This guy is shooting mortars, it looks like, so as the weapons come down, you see them split, and they're going to be creating a big, basically he's raining fire. So you have to be careful what the other players are doing, because if you're not paying attention, then you can end up having a bunch of bombs fall on top of you. Over on the right, you'll see if I'm destroying any players or soldiers, little red guys running around the map. There we go. So we took out Winco. Obliterated Winco. We've got, nope, took out Tank. That's a bot player. Non-human player. And health is shown at the very top. And my health is about halfway down, so I need to be careful. Got bombs coming in from behind me, so I need to make sure. And we took out Rocket Queen. Obliterated Rocket Queen. Have this one tank that is using the name Soldier. I'm going to drop some mortars because he was coming at me, so I'm going to kind of cover my tracks and making a little bit of escape. The other red team was coming in on top of me, and I was losing my teammates. If you look in the top right, you'll see a list of the top 9 players plus me at the very bottom, level at 38, Dark Viper. Okay, I'm about to get up. We just took out Soldier. And you have soldiers, these little guys running around, they're all bots. And sometimes what a human player will do is they will call themselves either tank or soldier to confuse other players into thinking that they're a bot, but they're actually a human player. So bot players are a lot easier to kill than the human players, and sometimes it can be helpful to give yourself a name to fake the human players out. Alright, in the bottom right you'll see the map. The arrow is me, the tank, and the little circles, blue circles, those are my teammates. Those can be humans or they can be bots. Close to dying here. And we just helped destroy Rocket Queen. The Teal army is destroyed. We weren't fighting Teal, but they're on the other part of the map. Any team that dies, those players are going to be reabsorbed and redistributed into the other teams that are still playing. So we might get a couple of extra teammates who are part of the Teal team here in a moment. Alright, we just killed a guest player. Just going to rain some mortars down. Oh, we just took out Moron I-83. I think that's Moron. Self-deprecating name. And you see the bunch of little bombs just coming down, obliterating the landscape. So we're now level 24. Every single time you I'm not sure if it's every single time you create damage or every single time you actually get a kill. But during the process of shooting other players, you will make money and you'll get experience. If you die, you end up losing 10% of your experience points. So you definitely don't want to die if you want to make a high enough points to be in the top 10. And looking around, it doesn't look like there are very many blue circles around me, so alright, so we're going to drop some mortars. I'm about to lose my health, so if you back off, your health will start to regenerate. Alright, he saw as I'm dropping mortars, so he's dropping mortars on me, so I need to get out of here, otherwise they're going to rain fire on me. So we also have a builder. You can make the earth go a little bit higher, give yourself a more of a bird's eye view. You can also build earth in order to give yourself some protection. I think that's a tank. Yep, just destroyed a tank. Tanks are pretty predictable and aren't quite as erratic in their movement. And you'll see that big wall over on the left. That is something that probably a human player built. So you can build like really giant walls and for protection. The problem with building walls is that you don't get any points for it. No experience, so no gold. It can be very helpful for winning the game, but no really benefit in terms of prosperity in the game. Alright, and they get see they're shooting me from the wall over there. Alright, now we just obliterated the guest. Here's a most likely a bot player. Alright. We're going to build as we run over here. You can see that player's building that I'm going after. Here's my bot tank. I can let him go first, take the heat, and try to get the other human players. There we go. That was a bot enemy. And you want to kill all the enemies in a particular territory, so that way you can, once the enemies are killed, the territory becomes yours. And then the system will automatically generate bots on your team's behalf. I accidentally hit the wrong button there. And of course the enemy will do the same. They're trying to come into our territory, kill everything, and then take over our territory. So you have to defend against any of the invading players and bots. Got a human player there. Got him. Alright, so we've kind of been a little bit stuck. We're not going very far. Kind of been into the same area, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but every once in a while you need to check the map to see what's going on, because if we're not going anywhere over here, look at all that blue. So we're kind of the other side, or other teams on, you can't see all of the dots that are our team members, but it looks like a lot of our team members are taking over yellow. So we're going to stay here and keep working on red and prevent red from overtaking us. We took out another guest, and now we've made it to top 7. We're the 7th highest player. Now they had that giant wall, but they're earlier they were. Oh, okay. Yep, I'm about dead, and there I go. So I had to think about 2,900. Points, and I'm going to lose 10%, so it's almost I'm going to lose almost 300 points, so I'll go down to like 2,600. So we can come back in. We'll go ahead and jump back in near the red. So yeah, I was at around 2,900, and we just dropped to 26. And we're about to get toasted again. Start building a barrier. We do have some blue teammates around us. Alright, we got our health back. Yeah, looks like red is starting to make a push. Alright, we took out the guest. Oh, and we're about to get wasted. So sometimes the map will kind of like move in like a clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on how the fight's going. And it looks like red, since, well, we're down to 3 teams, so every single time a team dies off, all those players get reallocated, and then it kind of shifts the dynamic of the game. So we gotta try to hold off red as much as possible as they charge in. And we got a lot of blue dots over here, but you don't know who these players are, if they're kids or adults or good players, bad players. You just have to do your best, and you don't even know if they're bots, so you'd have to like look at their names and become familiar with each of the players. I don't know who is who right here. Won't know until I get over the wall. Okay, I'm gonna turn around here because it looks like there might be another player back over here. We haven't made it blue yet. There we go. Now it's blue on the map. One of the interesting things about the game is that the terrain will shift. Before, that wall was mostly white, now it's kind of pinked out, and you can't go into the pink zone. You can't go into the grayed out zone. The game keeps you confined to a certain area, but that confinement will shift, and sometimes it will actually push you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and rain fire on this guy up here because he's trying to build the wall. It's very difficult to climb up the wall unless you have one of the smaller building tanks. The bigger the tank you have, the harder it is to climb. And each time I shoot this, it's costing me, I think, like 5 gold. So we don't want to use too much of it. Now there's a lot of tanks here. Oh, I'm about to get hammered. Yeah, I'm definitely dead. Alright, so there's a slight pause before it lets you jump back in. Looks like yellow is doing a pretty good job here, so I'm going to come over here and try to fight off against yellow. They're pushing into our territory. Yellow is actually, I think, the better color because it's actually more camouflaged. There is no green. There are no greens. Okay. And we've dropped all the way down to 14. So those deaths cost us. And there we go. We obliterated one of the yellow players that was in our territory. And then we're back up to 13. At the very end of the game, you'll see the total point count. You'll see how many kills you make and how many deaths you had and how many total points you earned in the in-game point system. It shows you the current totals, including the points that you lost. So and this tank seems to be a bot. I mean a tank. Bot tank. Nope, that was human player. Just kind of going straight though. What you really want to do is be a little bit erratic in your movement. Make yourself harder to hit. Usually don't want to go straight at another player. You can also hide behind the hill. Create myself a hill. Basically trying to come across a field. Absolutely no protection, so do a little building as I go across. So okay, moving toward a couple of blue circles. So I got some allies over here, but I'm right on the edge. Alright, we're going to rain fire right there. I can't see exactly where I'm shooting, but from previous experience, I'm hitting right where I need to hit. It'll take a moment for the bombs to start falling. Okay, make sure I don't have, oh, someone's coming up on me. And I'm dead. Okay. So it looks like red has come into yellow's territory. We're gonna just jump back here. Yellow's still trying to come into our territory, so jump back and try to hold them off. And that's sometimes what will happen, is that two teams will end up just kind of merging onto one team, and then squeezing them out. And we have obliterated guest. We're still not in the top 10, top 9. If you want to be seen, you have to be in the top 9. Almost got him. Got him, tank. Uh-oh. Now, this is a human player. It's a smaller tank, and smaller tanks are always human players. Alright, he got taken care of. I helped destroy him, but someone else killed him off. The little men that are running around, they're really not that strong. They're kind of weak, but all it takes is for your tank to get knocked down in health, and then a couple of guys, little human, little soldier bots will take you out because you don't see them quite so easily. lets our teammate real quickly check the map. Alright, it's all balanced. Red's currently in the lead in terms of reinforcements. When your reinforcements go down to nothing, you are dead. Okay. The top yellow players are losing their rank in the top 10. Oh, there, I got him before he got me, but I'm in a vulnerable position. I'm on fire. See, it's really hard to see those little gala guys running around. Alright, back up to level, to 8th place. Looks like a tank just sitting there. Might be a disconnected player. Alright, see if there's a player over, enemy over here. Nope, just needed to drive into the territory to take it over. Wow, okay, so there's only 2 blue players in the top 9, top 10. Everybody else is red except for one. The top first place is yellow, so yellow doesn't seem to be doing so well, and red seems to be dominating. Alright, oh, too many hits. I am going to Yep, they're coming after me. So I'm going to pivot over toward red because they seem to be dominating a bit too much. So we're going to rain fire on this position here. On top of that earth mound is a tiny tank. They don't have very many health points, but they can be a little bit more difficult to hit because they move so fast. They climb and move fast. Alright, so we just got, I think, 2 to 3 kills. Uh-oh. Ah, that's not good. I'm smoking a little bit. Yep, got incoming. Back up deeper into blue territory. Heal a little bit and come back in again. Not very many blue dots over here. Alright, I've got a lot of money, so I'm going to go ahead and just drop a bunch of mortars into this area. Yep. Alright, we took him out. Guy on top of the hill, but he's got friends, so I feel like we're getting pushed back here a bit. Alright, so we're going to move in. It seems like they've kind of disappeared. Is this the enemies? Is this my guys, their guys, our guys? Oh, that's their guys. Backing up. Alright, mortars again. So it takes a moment for the mortars to drop down, so that can actually be helpful by the time you get there. There we go. You can like soften them up, or basically having a rain of weapons coming down on top of them, rain of bombs. Can be a little bit disorienting for them. You can also use it as an escape. Just have the mortars drop on your current position as you back up, and as they chase you, they basically walk right into your bomb fall. So I just got hit by one of the bot soldiers. See, the red's a lot easier to see. A lot easier to see the red team. It's a lot easier to see blue team. Yellow is really hard to see. Take a look at the map. So yellow is almost out of reinforcements. They're not dead yet, so sometimes they can come back from the brink of death. But they don't seem to be doing so well. And my team doesn't seem to be doing so well, in the senses we're not really in the top 9, top 10. We only have a couple of us in the top 10. Yeah, yellow's got a few more in the top 10 than earlier. Uh-oh, getting hit from behind. Alright, we're just going to rain a little bit. See if he takes the bait. See if he vacates. I gotta figure out what button I keep hitting that takes me out of the game. I thought it was usually escape. Okay, they're raining down. Ah, got me. All right, so we're working on red. We're going to come back in over here. And you can see we can see a small portion of the map, and we have a bunch of our guys, little blue dots, working into the red army that was encroaching in. Yellow army just died, so now there's going to be a repositioning in of players, and it looks like all the yellow players got repositioned over into red, so it doesn't really feel like we're going to last much longer as a blue team. Alright, Rocket Queen's dead again. Ah, did it again. Ah! Gotta figure out which key I keep pressing that brings up the controls. I don't want to waste too many of my special weapons because it costs money and it takes time to get those special weapons back, and I do like to win, but I don't want to waste all my money on a lost cause. Okay, they're having some mortar come in on us. Not a very good shot, or maybe it is. They're just using their mortars to keep us from not coming any closer than what we are. Let's see if I can get this Rocket Queen. Apparently likes to die a lot. Gotta be strategic. I mean, if you're just running straight into a firefight, you're gonna get pummeled, die repeatedly. Alright, I am going to use mortars. They're building a defensive line here. Alright, obliterated a guest with my mortars. Damn it. Come on, come on, come on. Got him. That was a small tank, so they're easier to kill but hard to hit. They don't have very many hit points. It's a builder tank, small builder tank. Alright, that guy looks like he's sitting in mortars our way. You can tell if they're shooting mortars because their cannon will be pointed straight up. I'm in a bad position here. Yep. The cannon will be pointed straight up and they'll be shooting straight up, so more often than not they're basically shooting mortars, but you won't know unless you look up in the sky to see what the bombs do when they start to fall, because I can look up and I can shoot bombs, but that's not mortars. But if you're in a firefight, there's absolutely no reason to point your barrel up and shoot up. Oh, yep, so we got a lot of incoming here. you'll see a red around your targeting system, and the red tells you the direction that you just got hit. So that one's directly in front of me. It's the ones that come from the side that you really have to be wary of. Let's drop some mortars. These guys look like bots. We do have a lot of blue dots though, so really want to start. Nope, getting hit hard, multiple. Alright, got to drop a bunch of, I think they're on top of me. Make a retreat and drop some mortars on the way back. Oh, coming in again. Back, more retreat. Alright, I'm climbing up a hill backwards. That's not a good exit strategy, not a good retreat. It can be helpful to occasionally take a look at the map, see what's going on, but I have a tendency just to not look at the map until I actually die. Oh yeah, we got a lot of incoming. Alright, we're going to back up just one moment, take a quick look at the map. It's pretty balanced. The map is balanced, the reinforcements were balanced, but the fact that blue only has 3 top 10 players is very suspect. Alright, we are going to use got me. So that last weapon I used was MIRV, M-I-R-V, I think. Something else. M-I-R-V. It's a multi missiles. It's fairly expensive cost to use it, but it can actually be very beneficial when you have a bunch of enemies in a field below you. Okay, that hurts. That's gonna drop my rank. Okay, moving over toward the red. Looks like they're coming over the ridge. Oh, they're on the ridge. Dang it. Got nailed by the top 8 player. I think we're just traded positions. Nope. Nope, yep. He dropped me down top 9. And for some reason, we have more reinforcements. So... drat. Got him. Alright. I'm smelling a little bit of weakness. Sometimes what will end up happening is these games last for a very long time. I mean, they can last 30 minutes to a couple of hours. So you can have people drop in and drop out, and that can actually make the difference in how the game ends up. Ah, painful. All right, so what side do we go for? So sometimes there's going to be a side where the one color will dominate over the other. So if you find yourself respawning into one position where one side where you keep dying on a regular basis, try to go to other locations, because that might be where more of your team members are, or more of where the your team is making a push, doing a better job of pushing in. Now, one thing I haven't seen yet is, since we're down to 2 teams, usually at the last 2 teams there will be some a mech bot, a very large bot that will be basically like a giant Mech Warrior, which will be shooting bombs out of their arms. So I'm very surprised we haven't seen that yet. So we have a lot of blue dots right here, so it looks like we are making a push in. Oh, we're getting hit from the back. Ah, got me. Getting hit from the side. You can see the red indicator on the right that I got attacked from the side. All right, we're going to try over here now. Doesn't look like very many blue dots, but it looks like they were pushing a little bit more into the red territory. So even though there's not very many blue dots, it could be that there's not very many red enemies either. And which could quickly change as players respawn. It can be helpful to flank. So try to find a position where you flank your enemy. And I am getting attacked from different directions, so I am talking about flanking. I'm getting flanked myself. Alright, number 1 red player just got obliterated. I help destroy that tank. Oh, this guy's still alive. Looks like we've gotten into behind the enemy's defensive. We're not expecting us to come in. Like a couple of players had respawned in, and even though they respawned in, they were not really playing. So we were able to take them out as they were just sitting there. I find it really interesting is like the type of terrain, the texture of it, really interesting. You just like see all the little tiny hills compared to like the giant wall, compared to the blown out fields. Alright, we got a bunch of, all my blue dots are off to the side. We have a bunch of soldier bots, but you really don't want to rely on soldiers for protection and assistance. Alright, check out tank bot. Looks like another tank bot climbing the walls over here. If you see any tanks that have a crane, the back holes, I don't know what you would call that, shovel, that is a human player. Alright, there's a lot of guys over here. I'm just going to start raining fire on them, use my mortar. And you'll notice that the reinforcements are really low right now, the red reinforcements, so we are actually looking like we might actually win this one. Uh-oh, I'm almost dead. Uh-oh, are we getting mortared? I'm back to top 5. Uh-oh. Oh, yep, they're incoming. Get this guy. There you go. Rocket Queen, you got a death wish. Red Army's destroyed. We have one. So we got 60 to 29. We have 29 tanks to take out. There's still a chance that they could kill us as they die off. So if we want to maintain our rank, we do not want to die. So we'll try to take out as many as we can to see if we can't get to a higher level rank. There are clans, but I don't really understand how those work. I don't know if there's like a Discord for this or not, but you can create a clan or join a clan. That might make gameplay a lot easier, but like I said, I don't know how the teams communicate. We'll open up the maps. The red team is slowly starting to... Territory starting to go away. Yeah, it looks like we're going to stay level. Place 5. Which was not bad. We joined the game. It was near the beginning, so always nice to win with the tank you first started with. But really surprised we didn't see any of the giant mechs. And then here's the after results. So this, if we'll scroll down, then you'll have yourself in green. So 55, 12. So every, well, you can do the math. I can't do it at the top of my head. I think it's like every approximately 1 death for me for every 5 kills. And yeah, so, and then total points. Sometimes though, these points are, I think if you play multiple times, we'll jump back in for a moment. You can look on the right and it gives you a starting point from your previous game. So, so that kind of plays into who gets to the top as well. Is if you play multiple games, then it can actually help with your ranking. So this is Tanks 3D from Crazy Games. If you have any questions, once again, feel free to send me a message. I'm also posting on my game that I play a little bit more often, Rocketbot Royale. That's my favorite game. So, and I will continue to work on improving these videos and giving better information, and then we'll be doing some instructional videos for Rocketbot Royale as I continue to learn how to do the video editing. So come play with us some more, and we'll sign off for now.